On top 20, Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine continues to shine as one of the NBA's most athletic and skilled scorers. Averaging 23.3 points per game in 2025, LaVine's scoring versatility is his calling card. He can hit from deep, pull up in the mid-range, or explode to the rim with elite athleticism. Even as he battles injuries and adapts to potential roster changes, LaVine's scoring ability remains consistent. What's most impressive is his efficiency for a high-volume scorer, proving he's not just putting up points, but doing it in a way that helps his team. At 30, LaVine is entering the veteran stage of his career, but his explosiveness and shooting touch show no signs of fading. For the NBA's future, LaVine's legacy will be tied to how he inspired a new generation of high-flying guards who combine dunk contest hops with all-around scoring. On top 19, AaronFox. AaronFox, one of the fastest players in the NBA, is averaging 23.5 points per game in 2025. Whether he's still running the show in Sacramento or adapting to a new role elsewhere, Fox's impact as a scorer remains the same. Relentless drives to the basket, pull-up jumpers, and improved three-point shooting. His speed makes him nearly unguardable in transition, and his ability to finish through traffic has turned him into a consistent offensive threat. What separates Fox is his clutch play. He's shown time and time again that he can close games with poise. At 27, Fox is in his prime, and his style of play is a reminder that speed and skill can coexist at the highest level. For the NBA's future, Fox is carving his legacy as one of the league's most electrifying guards. On top 18, Herro. Tyler Herro has stepped up big time for the Miami Heat, averaging 23.9 points per game in 2025. Known initially as a sharpshooter, Herro has evolved into a complete scorer, adding playmaking and finishing ability to his arsenal. His quick release and confidence from deep make him one of the more dangerous perimeter players in the East. What stands out this season is his ability to carry Miami offensively. When Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo aren't the focus, Herro has proven he can be the go-to guy. At 25, he's entering the best years of his career, and if he continues this upward trajectory, he could become one of the league's premier offensive guards. For the NBA's future, Herro represents the new generation of players who thrive on shooting, skill, and versatility. On top 17, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, also known as Spida, continues to be one of the league's elite scoring guards, averaging 24.0 points per game for the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2025. Mitchell's explosive first step and ability to finish through contact make him a constant threat at the rim, while his improved shooting gives him a reliable outside game. He thrives in big moments, often carrying the Cavs' offense when it matters most. What makes Mitchell so dangerous is his ability to create his own shot against any defender, a skill that few players in the league truly master. At 28, he's entering his prime, and his combination of scoring, leadership, and playoff experience makes him a cornerstone for Cleveland. For the future of the NBA, Mitchell embodies the modern two-guard, quick, dynamic, and capable of taking over games. On top 16, Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner has emerged as the face of the Orlando Magic, averaging 24.1 points per game this season. At just 23 years old, Wagner's blend of size, skill, and versatility makes him one of the league's most promising young stars. He can score in transition, knock down threes, and attack the rim with confidence. His improvement year by year is what stands out. Wagner isn't just a role player anymore. He's a legitimate scoring leader. Orlando has long searched for a franchise cornerstone, and Wagner is proving to be that player. For the future of the NBA, Wagner represents the new wave of tall, skilled wings who can do everything on the floor. His scoring growth in 2025 is just the beginning. Expect him to be a household name for years to come. On top 15, Trae Young. Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks continues to showcase his scoring brilliance, averaging 24.2 points per game in 2025. Known for his deep shooting range and creative playmaking, Young thrives as both a scorer and facilitator. His floater game and quick release from beyond the arc make him a nightmare for defenses, as they have to respect his scoring from virtually anywhere on the court. While questions about defense remain, his offensive impact is undeniable. Trae is the heartbeat of Atlanta's offense. At just 26, his prime years are ahead of him, and he has the potential to push the Hawks into playoff contention for years to come. For the NBA's future, Young represents the continuation of the Curry effect, smaller guards with limitless range who can dominate games despite their size. On top 14, LeBron James. LeBron James, 40 years old, and still averaging 24.4 points per game in 2025. It's nothing short of legendary. Playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron continues to defy father time with his scoring consistency and all-around brilliance. He attacks the rim with strength, still has his mid-range jumper, and when needed, he can stretch the floor from deep, more than just scoring. LeBron's leadership and playmaking elevate everyone around him. His ability to adapt his game as he's aged is remarkable, proving he can still be one of the top scorers while managing the physical demands of his 22nd season. For the future of the NBA, LeBron's legacy is untouchable. He's setting an example for longevity, discipline, and sustained excellence. Every young star looks up to him, and his impact will echo long after he leaves the court. On top 13, Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns has found new life with the New York Knicks, putting up 24.4 points per game in 2025. Known for his unique skill set as a big man, Towns can score inside with strength or stretch the floor with his elite three-point shooting. His versatility makes him nearly impossible to guard, especially when paired with Jalen Brunson in the Knicks offense. What stands out this season is his consistency. Night after night, Towns delivers as both a post scorer and a perimeter threat. For the Knicks, he provides the size and spacing they've been craving for years. Looking to the future, Towns is redefining what it means to be a modern big man, a true inside-out scorer who can anchor an offense. If he continues this level of play, he could help push New York into legitimate championship contention. On top 12, Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter in NBA history, is still lighting it up in 2025. At 37 years old, he's averaging 24.5 points per game for the Golden State Warriors, proving that his shooting touch and conditioning remain elite. Curry continues to break defenses with his limitless range, forcing opponents to pick him up nearly at half court. His off-ball movement, quick release, and ability to score in bunches make him a constant threat, even as younger stars take the spotlight. Beyond stats, Curry's leadership and experience keep Golden State competitive. For the future of the NBA, his influence is immeasurable. Every young guard today has modeled some part of their game after Curry. He changed basketball forever, and even in the twilight of his career, he remains one of the league's most electrifying scorers. On top 11, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's move to Milwaukee in 2023 was one of the biggest shifts in the NBA, and by 2025, he's still proving why he's one of the deadliest scorers in basketball. Averaging 24.9 points per game alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo, Lillard has adapted to playing in a two-star system while still delivering clutch buckets. His deep three-point shooting remains unmatched, stretching defenses to their breaking point. What sets Lillard apart is his fearlessness. Dame Time isn't just a nickname, it's a reality that has defined his career. Even at 35, his scoring efficiency and leadership keep the Bucks in championship contention. For the future of the NBA, Lillard's legacy as one of the best clutch scorers of all time is cemented, and his influence on young guards who model their game after him will live on long after he retires. On top 10, Devin Booker. Devin Booker continues to be one of the league's premier shooting guards, putting up 25.6 points per game for the Phoenix Suns. Booker's offensive game is as polished as they come. He's an elite three-level scorer who can torch defenses from deep, mid-range, or at the rim. Playing next to Kevin Durant has elevated his game as he's learned to balance scoring with playmaking, becoming even more dangerous. What makes Booker special is his ability to take over games when it matters most. He's a proven playoff performer who can erupt for 40 or 50 on any given night. Looking ahead, Booker is still only 28 years old, meaning his prime years are just beginning. He's a key piece of the NBA's future, representing the new generation of skilled guards who thrive on versatility and scoring finesse. On top 9, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's rise with the New York Knicks has been one of the best stories in recent NBA history. In 2025, he's averaging 26.0 points per game, establishing himself as one of the league's top scoring guards. Known for his fearless drives, footwork in the paint, and clutch shot-making, Brunson has given the Knicks a true offensive leader. Despite being undersized, he uses craft, strength, and composure to outmaneuver defenders. His growth since leaving Dallas has been remarkable, turning into not just an all-star, but the heartbeat of a New York team desperate for success. For the future of the NBA, Brunson proves that you don't have to be the most athletic player to dominate. Skill, determination, and leadership can make you a franchise cornerstone. On top 8, Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham has emerged as the face of the Detroit Pistons, and in 2025, he's averaging an impressive 26.1 points per game. At just 23 years old, Cade is finally delivering on the promise that made him the #1 overall pick in 2021. A smooth playmaker with great size for a guard, Cade's scoring comes from his patience and versatility. He can pull up from mid-range, knock down threes, and bully smaller guards in the paint. Beyond the numbers, his leadership is transforming Detroit into a competitive team again. Cunningham represents the new wave of big guards who can both score and create, and his trajectory suggests he could be one of the league's premier scorers for years to come. For the future of the NBA, Cade Cunningham is a name to remember, a rising star destined to lead a franchise revival. On top 7 is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant may be 36 years old, but he's still one of the purest scorers the game has ever seen. Averaging 26.6 points per game for the Phoenix Suns in 2025, KD shows no signs of slowing down. His mid-range jumper remains unguardable. His length makes every shot release untouchable, and his three-point shooting keeps defenses honest. Playing alongside Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, Durant has shown that he can still be the go-to option in clutch moments. What makes his scoring so impressive is not just volume, but efficiency. KD rarely forces shots and picks apart defenses with precision. For the future of the NBA, Durant's impact is monumental. He set the blueprint for the modern scoring forward. And even as he ages, he's showing younger stars how longevity and skill can keep you at the top. On top 6. Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics continues his rise as one of the premier scorers in the NBA, averaging 26.8 points per game this season. Tatum's offensive game is polished and versatile. He can hit deep threes, score off the dribble, and finish at the rim with either hand. His footwork in the mid-range is elite, giving him the ability to score against any defender. What stands out in 2025 is Tatum's maturity as a leader. He's not just putting up numbers, but doing it efficiently and in winning situations for Boston. At 27, Tatum is entering his prime, and the Celtics championship hopes rest squarely on his shoulders. For the future of the NBA, he represents the new generation of versatile forwards who can do it all, both as scorers and leaders. On top 5 is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, the young superstar of the Minnesota Timberwolves, is averaging 27.6 points per game in 2025, and he's doing it with flair and power. Known for his explosive athleticism and fearless shot-making, Edwards has taken the leap from promising star to franchise cornerstone. His ability to get to the rim is unmatched, and he's improved his outside shooting to keep defenders honest. Edwards thrives in big moments, bringing energy and swagger that electrify both his team and the fans. At just 23, he's already proving that he can carry a franchise, and his ceiling looks limitless. Edwards is more than just a scorer. He's the future face of the NBA, a player who combines charisma, skill, and competitiveness. The league should get ready. Anthony Edwards is here to stay, and he's only going to get better. On top 4, Luka Dončić. Luka Dončić, now with the Los Angeles Lakers, is putting up 28.2 points per game in 2025. Luka's game is unlike anyone else's. Methodical, patient, and completely in control. He can score at all 3 levels, but what makes him so lethal is how he manipulates defenses with his pace and vision. Luka isn't the fastest or most athletic player, but he uses his strength, footwork, and basketball IQ to dominate opponents night after night. Playing alongside LeBron James creates a historic duo, but Luka is clearly the Lakers' franchise cornerstone for the future. At only 26, his ceiling is sky high, and it feels inevitable that he'll collect MVPs and championships in the years to come. For the NBA's future, Luka Dončić is more than a superstar. He's the player many believe will define the next era of basketball. On top 3, Nikola Jokić. The Denver Nuggets superstar is known worldwide for his passing brilliance, but in 2025, it's his scoring that's making headlines. Averaging 29.6 points per game, Jokić has shown he can carry the offensive load just as much as he can facilitate. His scoring arsenal includes silky smooth post moves, floaters, mid-range jumpers, and even three-pointers, all with incredible efficiency. Defenses simply cannot scheme him out because he can punish them inside or outside. Jokic's scoring explosion this season reflects his aggressiveness as he takes more shots while still maintaining one of the highest field goal percentages among high-volume scorers. His impact on the future of the NBA is clear. He's proving that centers can dominate as both playmakers and top scorers, setting a new standard for the modern big man. On top 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek freak continues to prove why he's one of the most dominant players in NBA history. In 2025, he's putting up 30.4 points per game for the Milwaukee Bucks, showcasing a blend of size, speed, and relentless energy that few can match. Giannis scores in transition in the paint and has steadily improved his shooting touch, making him even harder to defend. Playing alongside Damian Lillard has given him more floor spacing, allowing him to attack with fewer double teams. His relentless consistency is what makes him so special. Every night, Giannis gives his team MVP-level production. Looking to the future, he remains one of the faces of the league, and as long as he's in Milwaukee, the Bucks will be championship contenders. Giannis isn't just scoring, he's redefining dominance for the next generation of big men. On top 1, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At the very top of the 2025 scoring leaderboard is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder, averaging an incredible 32.7 points per game. Shai has taken the league by storm. Not with raw athleticism, but with unmatched pace control, smooth footwork, and an ability to get to his spots whenever he wants. His signature herky-jerky style, combined with his finishing touch and improved three-point shooting, makes him one of the most unguardable players in the league today. Beyond the stats, Shai's leadership has propelled OKC from rebuilding to true contenders in the West. At just 27, he represents the future of the NBA. Calm, calculated, and unstoppable. His ability to dominate without forcing shots is a sign that he's not only an MVP candidate now, but a generational talent who could lead his team to championships for years to come.